we're so willing to talk about or share what's wrong, but so rarely do we think about what's right. So someone at work today was not feeling well, and she's someone who's kind of chronically sick, and it triggered that thought for me, like what's right, because as someone who works on my feet all day, like it's easy for me to be like, oh, my foot hurts, oh, my knee hurts, like blah blah blah. And this came up because this week during yoga, my teacher, was reiterating a point that she's made to me a few times. This sort of like idea of, instead of like going like, ooh, being like, ha ha, like when we hit something or when something hurts, we're so quick to sort of furrow our brow and be like, ooh, that hurts. It's like, ooh, you can just be like, cha-cha-cha, like, ooh, doggy, that feels good. And it was a big thing for me this week because I started Muay Thai. So my body was hurting, was feeling in different kinds of ways. And, like not being able to lift your arms, super great. And so today I was thinking about that, like, telling myself, like, instead of pointing out what's wrong, pointing out what's right. And as you can hear, I'm kind of stuffy. My allergies are, on fleek. And instead of like focusing on it today, I was like, what's right today? I was like, well, I was, not like trying to figure out, and I was like, I'm stumbling. I'm stumbling on what was right today because I don't remember what I came up with earlier. But like right now, it's like, what's right today? I was feeling myself today. I had a new dress on at work today. My hair had like a cute little bun, and I was feeling really like just, feeling good about myself, because I started a new workout, because I'm talking on the camera, like I'm being seen in a different way. And so I was been feeling myself, been feeling really good about myself because I'm trying new stuff, putting myself out there. I'm doing things that I have never done for the long term before. Obviously I've been doing yoga now for a really long time. And that's awesome. We'll continue to do that, but it's been really fun to do Muay Thai, to do something new, to be in a class where, before I would have been super intimidated to like put myself out there, to wear my leggings, to go to class, especially in a class full of men. That would have been really difficult for me. And not that it wasn't, an interesting challenge, but so I've really been feeling myself, I've been feeling good about myself. And I think that when things are sore and the source of it is like working out, like it sort of elevates how you feel about yourself. Instead of being, I found it very easy when I was feeling sore, instead of being like, ooh, this hurts, to be like, wow, this feels so good, I did new stuff. Like, how cool is it? Was just a different kind of confidence. And I'm really stumbling through this talking today. Maybe because it's the end of the day and my mind is all like kind of frazzled. But I think you get what I'm talking about. But this is real life. This is real. this is real. I hope my point's getting across. My point is, when you're feeling like you want to sort of talk about what's wrong, or with yourself you want to focus on just what's wrong, think about what's right. Giving yourself a different experience, changing your experience, focusing on the things that you want. Because when we focus on, or I don't want to say focus even, when we make the point about something, even when we say, I'm not blah, 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 what you're focusing on is not the not, it's the blah, blah, blah. Even though you're not talking about that, you are. And so that is what you're putting emphasis on. So be careful. This is still something very tricky for me, and I'm really working through this, and I feel like the talking that I'm doing right now is maybe not great, but it's real. It's real. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe this helps you. Maybe you'll be like, dang, this bitch crazy. She might be. So yeah, anyway, have a